Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Today I'm going to be talking about the 5 best albums from 1959. And I do know I say this a lot, it is a tough list to make. But 1959, now that is an amazing year. And this has been one of the toughest videos. I mean, about as tough as 1967 or 1969. 1959 is an awesome, amazing year. And I'm leaving out too many great titles, but gonna do it anyway. On the number 5 spot, Chuck Berry, Berry is on top. Now this is one of the great rock and roll albums. This is amongst the best rock and roll, early rock and roll has to offer. You can compare this to Elvis Presley album, and Here's Little Richard. And this is one of the all-time powerful records. I needed a vinyl version to fully appreciate this because the mono sound, you know, the strong mono push that this had, you need to hear it in mono. You need to hear it on vinyl. Also, I've heard that this record very well works in an old American car because the frequencies in which Chuck Berry delivered his songs are complementary to that of old American, the sound of old American engines. So, nevertheless, I need to say something about the songs on here. I mean, this is a record that holds. Carol, Maybelline, Sweet Little Rock and Roller, Johnny B. Good. And that's just side 1. Just side 1. Side 2 has Little Queenie, Roll Over Beethoven. What you gonna do? What you gonna do to a record that has Roll Over Beethoven, Little Queenie, Johnny B. Good, Maybelline, and Carol all on one record? I mean, what you gonna do? You can't do nothing. I mean, you can't sit back. I want to say you sit back and you let it come over you. No. The moment I put this on, I put the volume way loud, and the needle hits these grooves, I mean, I'm jumping all over my room. It's awesome. One of the most amazing rock and roll records ever. Chuck Berry, Berry's on top. Now, the number 4 spot. This is one of my all-time date albums. Because when you put this on, it's pure romance. Chet Baker, Chet. This is amazing. The first time I put this on, you hear a trumpet that, I mean, there are trumpet players which I love, like Lee Morgan, like Miles Davis. Chet Baker sounds different. Chet Baker, the way he pushes the air, it's as if he is filling the mood, like he's filling the room, like he's filling the air with just breathing in and out parts of his soul. I mean, this is one of the most amazing jazz records. But it's different, you know, it's not experimental, it's pure mood. But it is pure mood. It's so good. And this pressing, this is the Craft Recordings pressing from 2019. I really needed it because before that I had one of those crappy pressings, one of those wax press records, you know, all the shitty CD copies they are pressing these days because somehow they get away with it. I mean, those crappy bootlegs. I needed this, and the Craft Recordings pressing, it is one of the most bizarrely good sounding pressings. This just takes you into a different dimension. And Chet Baker, Chet, I'm in awe. I mean, this is an album which has Bill Evans, Kenny Burrell, Paul Chambers, and Herbie Mann on there, and Philly Joe Jones. I mean, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Same as what I said with Chuck Berry. What you gonna do? It's just too amazing. It's really awesome. Number 3 spot. And the awesomeness continues because what I've got over here is Charles Mingus. Mingus, holy, what an epic. What an epic. Somehow the Charles Mingus on this one is much more controlled than on an album like Mingus, 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 or The Black Saint and the Sinner Lady, which are also stellar Charles Mingus albums. But what he did here, I mean, the road he took jazz on with this album, I mean, the inventions on here, the sound, what he's getting out of a jazz band, I mean, it's completely amazing. It goes beyond anything you've ever heard. The first time I put this on, I needed to, I mean, it had to grow on me. This record had to grow on me. I had I still have different pressings than this one, the Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab One Step. I listened to it 2 or 3 or 4 times, I believe. And then I got this one, this 45 RPM silent vinyl. Awesome! The best sounding version of this album ever. I mean, this is supposedly even better than the first mono or first stereo. This is a sound that waltzes over you. I mean, this stereo it's an experience. The first time you put this on, this pressing, it's an experience. And Charles Mingus is the artist for this kind of format. Oh man, if you come across one of these pressings and it's not too expensive, go ahead, buy it. Nevertheless, I also have a French first pressing for which I paid about €5. Also sounds awesome. You know, if you haven't heard this, do yourselves a favor and it will enrich your life. That was Mingus on the number 3 spot. So the number 2 is even, well, almost equally. I mean, these albums are all top notch. You know, what you gonna do with these kind of records? What I've got here is Time Out by the Dave Brubeck Quartet. Again, I mean, almost the same critique as with Mingus AM. This is one of the moments in my life when I first put this on. 45 RPM, Analog Productions, Audiophile pressing. It's an experience. I mean, the first time you put this on, and this sounding version, again, this one is supposedly better sounding than the first US mono, first US stereo. The 45 RPM Audiophile Analog Productions pressing is one hell of an experience. And this album, I mean, the tunes, you've heard the tunes. When you put this on, you recognize lots of it because it is one of the big classic jazz albums. It's one of those albums which has decided and scaped the sound of jazz and the references we have for jazz. This is the kind of jazz you think of when you hear the word jazz. And when you put this on, I mean, it's an experience like some first time goings to shows of great bands are experiences. And amazing, what can I say more? Amazing sounding pressing, awesome album, classic album. I just love it to death. Now, what's on number 1 after these awesome albums? What can I say? Kind of Blue. Kind of Blue. Again, this is an album that had to grow on me. The first time I heard it, I thought, oh, this is quite good. It's quite good. But the first time I heard it, I thought, you know, I prefer it in a silent way. And the first time I heard it, this was on the 45 RPM Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab double vinyl pressing. And the second time, same pressing. Yeah, even better. The first time was even just a stereo, a normal mono version, a 2013 Sony version. So, and I enjoyed it. Then it got even better on the 45 RPM. And then, after years of searching, I found this first US mono and the Santa Monica pressing, which is of Santa Maria pressing, which is supposedly the best sounding version. And this is mono. Now, I will do a shootout video between the stereo and the mono because Analog Productions released a UHQR tile of this one, the stereo one, and I'm gonna do a video about that. So I'm not gonna get into the details and difference of sound on this video. But this album, I mean, again, tunes which when you hear them come out of your vinyl set, you know you've known them for most of your life. You've heard them before, and it's music that sets the mood, makes memories, and is of an incredible quality. And this mono pressing, it sounds very intimate, it sounds very warm, and it brings you very close to what was going on in that room with these musicians. It is an epic of melody, an epic of sound quality, and one of the most memorable jazz albums ever. Love it. Those were my top 5 picks of 1959. Please leave a comment below, respond and tell me what do you think are the best titles, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.